I can't emphasize enough. I told you so. What am I talking about? Okay, so last night was Zeal Ardor, Gaerea, and Zetra in Seattle. Zeal Ardor's headlining tour. And I went mostly for Gaerea, although I really wanted to see Zeal Ardor again. Last time I got to see them, they were like half of the band was out from sickness. So, night started with Zetra. So, really just, I'm going to use my Sharpie here. It's going to help me feel sophisticated. Really interesting bill because Zetra is like dark wave, kind of like dark wave. I feel like the Birthday Massacre, they might be up your alley. And Gaerea is kind of like the cathartic black metal. And then Zeal Ardor are kind of their own thing. But Zetra opened the night, two people on kind of risers with their instruments, singing, not particularly intense, fairly atmospheric. They weren't for me, but they did fine. The crowd seemed to like them quite a bit. And just kind of a nice warm-up to get the night started. And then Gaerea came on, and I've been telling people for a while now, like this band, they're very good in a lot of ways, but there's a heavy inclusion of art, and their art can look like a lot of different things, and for me, I enjoy what they deliver musically and artistically. I enjoy, like, they have one video where it's an album playthrough, and they're just at a couch with presumably the vocalist sitting on the couch, the other four members like standing behind the couch, and the whole video is they play a vinyl and the album's playing and they don't move, right? And they're in their masks and their outfits, and then they flip it to halfway point, they don't move. And to me, that's something I can really enjoy. I like that there was nothing else, just the band being present, almost like watching you, listening to the music. And I know that's not some people's thing, or some people will say whatever, it's pretentious or it doesn't mean anything, but you're wrong. But I got to see them in Germany, and they played with the lights on, no smoke, after 3 black metal bands filled the room with smoke and dark lights. And they just do things differently. Their videos are all kind of expressive in different ways. They continue to keep their mask on. And the totality of all of these different things they do, in addition to the music, something I enjoy. So, all that to be saying, last night, a lot of people went there, didn't necessarily know them. They knew Zeal Ardor and wanted to check Gaerea out. And while I would have preferred a closer, more intimate setting, smaller room to kind of increase the intensity, I love this set. I wish it would have been longer. It was about 33 or 35 minutes. But a lot of people left that night saying, oh my God, who are these guys? I need to check them out. And that's the result that Gaerea should be getting. To me, they're one of the better black metal bands out right now. And I know that a lot of people have a lot to say about that. I know that black metal, in and of itself, there's a large spectrum, and people like a lot of different elements of it, maybe more than most other genres of metal or subgenres of metal. I don't know, there's something about black metal that is challenging to the fan base, I think. Anyway, great set. Some really cool personal moments for me during the night. Got to briefly chat with a few members of the band and some other stuff. Anyway, that's irrelevant. You don't care. But, yeah, they were awesome, and they left people wanting more, and that's what should happen. And the crowd was slow to warm up when they came on, but by the end of the set, people were, blown away. So, I told you so. Zeal Ardor was on next, and I forget that listening to these guys, there's something that hooks you, and seeing them live, you're brought in close, and while it may be to be consumed, you're brought in close for something a little bit different, right? The lighting is good, the vocals are good, and two of the members are just like the backup vocalist or extra vocalist, whatever you want to call them, which you don't really ever see in metal, right? Two guys up there just doing the vocals, and they were solid. I mean, their sound was great, their lighting was awesome, their vocals sounded amazing, a lot of fun, dancey, kind of sexy in a way. But I also do like the fact that these songs are, right, they're evil songs, talk about Satan, and there's some hard truth to confront with a lot of the elements of kind of the gospel, the black history, the slavery component, and these things aren't lost on me, and I appreciate the education of that perspective, because I think a hard thing is to say I care about the experiences of other people, non-whites, but you can't really know them. Like, I'll never know. I can listen to 1,000 stories, but I'll never know. But I think the advantage of it in music is that I can feel more of it. I can see the parts that are angry or scared or joyful, and I appreciate that kind of education. I'm sure I have miles and miles and miles to go, but I think when non-white artists use these other mediums to deliver these messages and experiences, I think it helps people understand things in a different way other than just speaking alone. And that's important to me, and I hope it's important to other people. All that to be said, I don't even know what that sentence was. All that to say, Zeal Ardor put on a great show. Even their set, which was an hour and change, it went by quick. And man, those guys, they got something special, a little bit different. I know they're not for everyone, but they're a good show to see. So Zetra, again, not my thing, but the crowd seemed to like them. Gaerea definitely blew the crowd away, and most of the people were clearly there for Zeal Ardor, and they definitely got what they wanted. But it was a great night, and stop sleeping on some of these bands. Stop just looking at the mainstream death and black metal releases. You're missing out on so much. And I know Gaerea is fairly close to the mainstream, but they're still far enough away where people aren't getting it or not hearing it, won't check it out, gatekeeping, whatever. So a little bit of a rant. Gaerea is one of my top 10, so I'm probably feeling a little protective of the guys and the gal. But yeah, so I don't know how much of the tour is left. I know that their merch was running low, so if you get a chance to go see them, I know they're hitting Vancouver, I think tonight. I'm pretty sure. If you get a chance to go see them, go see them. If you walk away from that show genuinely unimpressed, genuinely unmoved, bored, whatever kind of negative experience you have, then A, I'd be pretty amazed, but B, I don't know what to say. Thanks for giving it a try. So, okay, I think that's all I got for tonight. And next show tomorrow is Jesus Peace and I think Apex Predator, a few other bands. Anyway, until then,